Guys, I'm Miss. Welcome back to episode 6 of the podcast. Today we shall be discussing more 30th news, open some packs, watch episode 6 of the original Japanese anime, speculate on the next high-class pack coming to Japan, something's different, and more. Alright, so welcome back to SecretBaseTrainer. GM is out of town, so it's going to be another solo show, just you and me today. But we have a lot of things to discuss. So before we get too far into the episode, I did get some packs. There were several re-ups. I had a couple of shoots in Tokyo last week, Thursday, Friday. I went down to Shibuya, the Pokemon Center, the Card Lounge, both in the same area. Thursday they had 20 pack per person limits of Mega Symphonia. The next day they had 10 packs per person, a limit of Mega Brave. I picked up both of those. Interestingly enough, Geo, the game and bookshop and bookstore here, they had lotteries for 5 packs, not boxes, 5 packs of Black Bolt and White Flare, the BW sets. That's kind of bizarre, and it's insulting. Jim and I have talked about before, it's insulting that you'd be competing for packs instead of boxes, but it is what it is. I didn't get selected for the Geo, the White Flare, but I did get 5 packs of Black Bolt. We'll open those. I actually had something pretty cool happen. I came home with my packs night, sat down, I thought, let's open 5 of Mega Symphonia before bed. I did, and look what I pulled. The Mega Gardevoir EX SAR, second most expensive card, at least in Japanese, from the Mega Symphonia set. Here we go. That side, I'm happy to open these because, again, I'm missing quite a lot from them. Some point, and it's interesting, like 151. Okay, there are a lot of pricey cards in there, but a lot of things have gone down in value quite a lot. The ARs, man, every time I go to the shop, ARs, is that a Master Ball? No, just a standard. Yeah, even just the basic ARs, man, are pricey from this set. And I'm sure that they printed this a lot more than 151, but they're just expensive. And when I opened this last year, we probably talked about it then, and what was cool about the set, they brought kind of the black and white, the retro hologram treatment back. That was fun about this. Before we go on to the second pack and some news, let's pop up that anime up. So this is episode 6 of the anime. I believe this is where they introduced, was it Clefairy? Alright, yeah, it looks good. So good, the old anime, I love it. We'll open this and get into some of the news stories for the day. 30th being at the top. A lot of interesting things going on. The lotteries in Japan are starting to pick up. I think right now, I'm probably at a record. What do we have here? Just a regular Pokeball mirror, okay. I'm currently at 25 lotteries entries. That's probably a record this far out. By the time it's all said and done, I would expect to be past 50. Just the way it is going right now, it's not looking like I'm going to beat my record. I think the Glory of Team Rocket said I was like 54 or something. I would love to beat it for this set because this is so in demand. That being said, this is pack 3 of White Flare, and on 30th celebration. Some interesting things happening. You remember from several months ago, Pokemon was very quiet about the leaks / stolen cards. Another regular mirror. Oh, that's rough. Okay. And that's interesting because, like, in the past, they've sent private investigators to people's doors, threat of arrest, compelling them to return stolen goods, things like that. But you'll find them at card shops now. They've been on places like eBay. It's the darnest thing. Don't know what's going on. But this actually came up in the news a couple of days ago. Looks like they're clamping down a little bit. This is, of course, an eBay listing. This is for a Sylveon. There were different ones. There was kind of the Ensemble Cast Pikachu Eevee, like an SAR, some really pretty cards that had been going around in news stories as the example, the one that had been taken down. But apparently, TPCI is compelling eBay to remove listings. I don't know if it's just the listing being removed or if it's people losing their eBay seller accounts, but due to it being a policy violation, they are actually cutting back on the sale of these, which makes perfect sense. It's surprising to me that they haven't been more aggressive in doing so thus far, because they've always, the Pokemon, if there's one thing that Pokemon and Nintendo love more than money, it's taking people to court. It's just, that's what they do. So It looks like until the end of the pre-release season, we're not going to see a lot of things out for sale. But at the same time, there's been so much out. Like, it's a lot of people are saying that that awful neon chrome Mew is real now, and that's been spoiled if it is. There's so much has been put out. It's hard to imagine there are going to really be any legitimate spoilers beyond this. Maybe Pokemon's keeping some things close to their hips, but assuming that all these packs that we've been seeing are real, there's been a lot that's been opened thus far. But that being said, more 30th news. Pokemon Center Online, they've been implementing this My Number card system, and the government says it's to keep things safe, to to avoid money laundering, fraud. But ultimately, it's a way, and we've talked about this on the channel a lot before, of exerting more control over people, surveilling people. It's a massive invasion of privacy and people's dignity. But sadly, in Japan, there are a lot of people suffering from a gambling addiction. So, okay, we got it first AR. I've seen this multiple times. So, you know, as cool as ARs are, if you've gotten this more than once, then that's kind of rough. But where it stands right now, got an SR as well. Okay, cool. But, you know, this is a pretty card, but as much as I like Meloetta and the games, I've pulled this, I think, twice now as well. Wow. Okay. I think when it's all said and done, I'll probably have come away with a couple mirror cards that I didn't have and things like that, but nothing particularly pricey. It's not looking like that for now, at least. Yeah, but the whole My Number system, the government says it's very altruistic and it's to protect people. It really isn't. It's about money, ultimately. They're looking out for themselves. But people in Japan suffering from this gambling addiction, the potential to maybe be bestowed the right to buy overpriced items is enough to compel people to get into the system. And I think the target demographic for cards, like 85% of people who had already signed up for the system. There are a lot of holdouts. But I knew going in, we were saying this on Secret Base Trainer for the longest time, it's not going to end well. You're thinking, there were people, Japanese, who were on social media saying, well, does this mean that we're all going to get everything? If we apply for every item, are we going to get selected for every one? Wasn't the case. We were saying that's not going to be the case. They don't care about you. This ultimately isn't about looking out for the fans or making sure that people get the stuff that they want. Get it. They're going to do you dirty. This is just collusion with the Japanese government. There are incentives for them to compel people to get into the system. And early results are kind of showing that's indeed what's panning out. This is a poll, I believe this is taken from, we'll look top to bottom. This is one of those large X accounts that compiles Japanese Pokemon card news. And they did a poll. And for the first item here, number one here, the Futuristic Box. This is a Pokemon Center exclusive in Japan. If you want this, you have to get through the Pokemon Center. No other places are selling it. This has the Night and Day Pikachu SAR, the kind of MUR treatments. 2,000 people polled. Only 30% of respondents said that they've been selected. So for a Pokemon Center exclusive item, 70% of people essentially were denied the opportunity to buy it. And these are all people, mind you, who had signed up for My Number. Many of them who had signed up exclusively for the chance to get these items. People who are ceding more of their freedom, more of their privacy and their dignity for the sake of getting cards. And they were just denied. Okay. And the next item, this is going to be available mass printed. It's going to be in a lot of places. I haven't admittedly gotten any myself thus far, but this is out of 55,000 respondents, only roughly 62% of people said they've been selected. So that's a good number, 2/3 essentially. But you would think for something like this, and it wasn't just signing up for the system, you had to verify. There were issues with the system not registering, the whole website wasn't working. There were a lot of hoops that they were making you jump through to get this. This is a lot of your time and your effort. And only 2/3 of people getting selected, that hurts. And then the third item, this is also like number 2, the premium deck set, the Efi and Blackie. This is going to see, I think that this is the UPC. It's separated into 2 UPCs in English. I got my 2 copies, one to open for the binder, one for a sealed collection. So I'm sorted on this, but only 1/5 of people roughly were selected for this, and this is out of 30,000 people who responded to this poll. That's really hard. And there were waves of people online who were so despondent about this. They were so frustrated after all the things they were made to do to complete this. The steps involved in registering, the system isn't working, you have to do it again, try over multiple days. There's a lot of time and effort that went into this, and not to be selected, it's like a slap in the face. And again, this is the Pokemon Company, TPCI, they don't care about you. And this is indicative of it. So people are saying, I'm done with Pokemon, I'm just going to step away, I'm not getting into the cards. And you know, as a long-time collector, in a sense, that's good, because you're kind of weeding out the people who are in it for the money or for the ease, because it's just popular. But it's a shame that the hobby getting better comes at, you know, TPC and TPCI getting worse. Because those two are getting worse, the hobby isn't getting better. It's not a great place to be. But this is backed up. This is one poll, and in spite of the fact that there are tens of thousands of respondents, you know, polls are polls. They're not always going to be completely accurate. But there's another one from one of these large aggregator accounts. They give news about the game and about the franchise in general. They did a poll for the 30th Celebration Premium deck set, the Aphie and Blackie number 3 in the previous poll. And out of 21.5 thousand people, only 20% said they've been selected to purchase it. Similar to the previous poll, but those numbers are abysmal. I mean, again, prior to the results of the lotteries going up, people were speculating that out of all the items, you were going to be able to purchase every single one of them, because they're thinking in their minds, all the scalpers, all the the Vietnamese people, and the Chinese people, there's this thing going around X in Japan about all the scalpers are Vietnamese and Chinese. And admittedly, that's a major problem. I've seen this year, because of immigration policies, never before in my 2 decades of being here, this has never been an issue. This January, there were Vietnamese people in the shops I go to, and never before. So it definitely is happening, but it's this thing of people getting tunnel vision. They focus on one thing, and this is the problem. Long before there were issues with foreign scalpers, I noticed this was in Japan. You know, post 2020, pre 2020, the scalpers are predominantly Japanese. You have mystery pack companies, you have the Pokemon Company themselves being scrupulous, individuals, card shops. There are a lot of bad players here, and so while you may, with the My Number system and all that information, you may have weeded out the people with Vietnamese and Chinese last names. All the scalpers now, they just have Japanese last names. And you go on like a Mercari or Yahoo Auctions, and it's affirmed by that. There are hundreds of listings for these items now on there. And so people getting excited about this on X, saying, wow, all the scalpers are going to be gone. Does that mean that all the items will be selected for every one of them? That's not the case. It's to the contrary. There were people who were saying that they applied for every item and none of them they were selected for. How awful is that? How much of a slap in the face is that? But that's the reality of the Pokemon Company, the Pokemon Company International. They are, again, the whole implementation system. There were a lot of different ways that they could have done this to weed out the bad actors. Like myself, I have an account history going back Sun and Moon. It might be even before that. I've been going to the Pokemon Center since Gen 4. Yeah, 20 years since Gen 4, yeah, in Japan. They have account histories you can look up and see. But they did this system because there was direct collusion with the Japanese government. They're not concerned about the scalpers. They're going to get their money one way or another. So while I can laugh and we can say, I told you so, and you should have listened, that's not the place to be. You don't want to, it's sad that people permanently ceded more of their freedom, their privacy, their dignity for the sake of maybe be able to get trading cards. So going forward, for those who held out, they said it's not worth it. Cheers. Raise my Komeda coffee cup to you. we said last week on the podcast, it's going to be all over soon, son. All the 30th drama is going to be beyond us. And then, just like, even if you don't subscribe to the My Number system, again, a lot of those things I have not yet got for the 30th. I got my quota of the Effie and Black Key set, and that's going to be expensive as well. And as I was talking there, I realized that was the last pack. I'm going to have to go and look into the lists. I don't think I have Black and White fully cataloged. But, I mean, there was nothing. We got an SR, no Master Ball mirrors. We got an AR. Recently, I've been saving just 2 packs out of nostalgia, for nostalgia's sake, of old sets. Just don't open the last 2. Like what I have 2 Mega Dream, because I just don't want to say goodbye there. I have 2 of Terrestrial Fest, 2 Mega Brave. I don't want to say goodbye. I'm really tempted to open the last 2 White Flares. I think let's open them. That was kind of a lackluster result, and I have a single pack for my pack collection. Let's open them. Okay, you guys I'm gonna break from my typical practice. Get rid of my principles. Copy the TPC and TPCI. Just cut these. Maybe there's something good. It's funny with the. I like to weigh my own packs. Sometimes I'll get a box and just curious about if it's accurate or not. I weighed those 5 packs. I opened a Mega Symphonia. I wasn't getting any register that those were heavy packs. So, I don't remember what these were, but I could open. There very well could be something good in here. It's just, and given the fact that, if this were 151 or like Mega Dream being 2/3 of the way done, I would open them because there's still a lot of room to complete things. So we'll do 2 packs of White Flare, my final 2 packs of White Flare as well, and then we'll get on to the end of our news. Just for copyright reasons, we're listening to this episode without audio, but it's so good. I absolutely recommend. Okay, a regular Pokeball mirror, nothing there yet. I absolutely recommend going back and watching the original. Oh, hey, okay. Reshiram EX SR. Hey, I'm glad I opened. I don't have this. I don't know if that's a high value card. I know like the BWR, the white one for Reshiram, and then the Zekrom, the black one. Those are expensive cards. I think those are the priciest cards from the set. But like by association, I think this is probably one of the better SRs you could get. All right. So last pack of White Flare of 2. Then we'll go into some more market news. This is interesting for me as well. I think we talked about last week. Oh, that's not great. Oh, regular mirror. Yeah, I was kind of ham-fisted. This con. Yeah, the Murando. Okay. Dageki. Alright, that's good though. I am happy with that. That is so cool. Just like Pokemon compelling you to complete the decks natively in every game in order to get certain things. Just like artificially, extending the life of the game, the gameplay. Mirrors are just kind of a cheap way of making this set harder to complete. I'm not a big fan of them. But on to more market news. You know that if you've seen us on X and or Instagram, SecretBaseTR, talking about Pokémon Bank. We're going to be a broken record until it goes offline. Hopefully Pokemon wisens up. I still have some Ultra Beasts to shiny hunt on here. Virtual Console, still need to complete my Gen 1 and Gen 2 Crystal Game Boy Mark Pokemon for those. I have some more shiny hunting, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I have to complete my Ribbon Quest Mew on DS. So I think with 6.5 months left, I have time to do it, but it'd be nice if this was available in perpetuity. But something that's interesting that's been happening with that, check this out. Interesting, if you want to go back and play the games from your childhood. We talked about this before, Pokemon Home. It's going to be discontinued February next year, so if you want to be able to move games up from previous generations, you should do it now. I still have to complete some Ultra Beast shiny hunts, some Legendary Wormhole shiny hunts, Gen 1, Gen 2 on a complete male-female versions, because the Virtual Console ones, you get the Game Boy icon in Bank and Home. Anyway, it's going to be discontinued Bank. So a lot of the games, used versions, they're quite cheap. But I thought this was interesting. This is due to Bank's popularity. Even like Game Boy Advances, Advance SP, DS, 3DS, you get for relatively good prices. Like just the system itself, 4,000 yen. But what's really interesting, one with Pokemon Bank on it, look how pricey that is. You go up to 30,000 yen. If you get ones with Virtual Console games, which are, let me see if I can show you here. If you get ones with Virtual Console games, Crystal, Gold, Silver, Red, Blue, Green, Pikachu, Yellow, how much is this going to be worth? Man, I don't know. I'm going to need it for my hunts, so I'm not putting it up, but that's amazing. A system with Pokemon Pokemon Bank on it's 30,000 yen. A system with Virtual Console games on it's 55,000. That's amazing. You know, in hindsight 2020, there were a couple of games that I could have gotten that I didn't for this, and I had 3 DSs. I should have just thrown everything on all 3 of them. I wish I had. I'm really curious next year when Bank is discontinued if these prices are going to go down, because essentially that internet functionality is going to be gone, so it's going to be stuck on the hardware. You're not going to be able to move it up to Switch anymore. Right? The price of childhood, man. Wow. But anyway, next thing, last topic for today. I think this was it was either June or July this year. A new trademark by TPC was discovered. It's Mega X Mega Parade. So maybe Mega Parade, Mega by Mega Parade. And it turns out that's going to be the name of the next high-class pack here in Japan. And this is interesting. First of all, namely because we get this every year, so you're expecting like a year-end set, higher price per pack, more shiny cards in it. But this is not expected for release, whereas in previous years it's been November or December. It's slated for a February 19, 2027 release, so 2-3 months after it usually is. Given the timing of the other sets announced for this year, that makes sense. But this is unprecedented, because again, typically it's at the end of the year it's no longer, at least for this year, it's not a year-end set. It's a little bit too early to speculate with certainty what's going to be in the set, but we do know you typically have reprints, you have alt art versions of existing cards, but there are some things we can count on with relative certainty, and you think first and foremost what hasn't been released thus far and precedent what has been released in previous sets. It's highly likely that we're going to get multiple versions of the Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y. As well as, remember, in Japan, at the end of last year, we had the Star Tech 100 Battle Collection, and that had the $10,000 plus Mega Charizard Y EX in it. What a long name. But it didn't have an SAR. And remember, Inferno X had the Mega Charizard X EX with the expensive Charizard in it, the SAR for that. We haven't had an SAR, so it's likely that this next set, the Mega Parade set, is going to have the Y SAR in it. Okay, so that's going to be pricey. In addition to the 2 Raichu, what else is out there? Back in Japan, several months ago now, in one of these gym promo packs, they had a Mega Yadoran EX. And that is a promo card only thus far. That's the only way you can get the card. This is likely going to get an SAR treatment. And then continuing with Legends ZA, some characters. And then some more interesting things for me. Another one, Mafokushi. This, I don't remember the name in English. What is it? That was in a promo card pack, a gym promo card pack earlier this year. It's only a promo. That will probably get an SAR. And then the one thing that was bothering me, like Mega, when the Mega era started, in short order, we had Bulbasaur, Venusaur, Ivysaur. They had those 3, and the Venusaur got an SAR treatment. But Blastoise has got nothing. No cards whatsoever. So people are speculating that it's likely the time for Blastoise. It's going to get the regular, it's going to get the SR, it's going to get the SAR treatment. And who knows, maybe we'll get ARs for the pre-evolutions as well. Hard to say. But this is going to be a good set. Right now, given where the card game is. There's some kind of light on the horizon. Things are seeming better, but at the same time, it's so early. Still have the 30th to get through. A couple more sets this year. I've been enjoying going back and collecting some more vintage things, some sealed things, going off and filling gaps, actually completing play sets of cards. So going forward, I'm going to enjoy this, but it's definitely not on my mind. And the one thing that's nice being a completionist, having that ADHD, needing to have everything completed, this is going to fill in some gaps that we haven't had yet, and the high class packs usually do that. Okay, so that is episode 6 of the podcast. Thank you for stopping by. Covered the 30th stuff, covered some things going on with I wrote it down, Pokeconomy. I don't know if that's going to stay, but like the effect home is having on vintage systems, like sealed stuff as well. That's exploded. It's probably only going to go up from here, unfortunately. And then Mega Parade, that should be fun. Next year-end set that is no longer a year-end set. And then the episode 6 anime. That was episode 6. It was Clefairy, wasn't it? That's fun. Clefairy, definitely the early episodes where you only had 151 Pokemon, you were able to focus on them a lot more and build stories around individual ones. And you haven't so much in later generations. I love the old stuff, man. It's so good. And going forward, we're going to continue to watch an episode per episode of the podcast. What do you think about this episode? Let me know in the comments if you've seen this before, or out of the 6, what you've felt so far. I'm still going to say episode 1 is great because I'm a Ho-Oh fan, and that appearing in episode 1 is pretty amazing. But we'll stop there for today. We might be back next week. Actually, this upcoming weekend is the World Championships in San Francisco. And Alex Cook, I'm sure after his 24-hour stream several weeks back, he's recovered since then. We might have him on next week to discuss the World Championships, kind of what the results were, how it turned out. I'd love to hear his thoughts. And then Gene will be back next week as well. So I think, do we have any shorts come up this week? I did have a short. If you haven't checked it out on the channel yet, for Storm Emerald, I think that came out yesterday. I did get one sealed box, and I open it for the short and give my thoughts on the set. If you watch it, I'm pretty sure you'll be entertained. I would definitely, if you haven't seen it, there are some surprises. I definitely recommend checking it out. Thanks for stopping by, Secret Base Trainer. See you next week.
Secret Base Trainer.